Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Ninjago Dragons Rising, Season 1, Episode 2. So, where did I leave off? I remember when Lloyd was inside a little crate vehicle thing, and he was saying to Aaron that he has his mask. And Aaron was happy and freaking out to see the ninja is back, like at least one of them, and that's Lloyd. I think that's his favorite ninja. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But because he's the green ninja and super amazing, all that kind of stuff. So I remember, like, I think Lloyd was like looking around, like confused, and he asked, like, where's the ninja? Like, he said he saw a ninja doing spinjitzu before, like, those two got kidnapped. And so Sora smiled and, like, nudged Aaron, saying, like, that was Aaron here. And Aaron was, like, freaking out. And I think he said, like, that he thinks it's totally cool that Lloyd thought he was a ninja when he really wasn't. And so Lloyd was completely confused. And then later, one of the Triceratops came up behind him and hit him with a hammer, and he like fell inside the crate because he was like in an air vent, and then later he fell. And so then later you see Lloyd get up and he was angry, and then you see like the Triceratops go down to their level, like to where Lloyd, Aaron, and Sora were at inside the crate, no longer in the air vent. And so, or was that the air vent? I don't know. Point is, they weren't above anymore. They weren't high. They weren't up wherever they were. And so they started fighting, doing cool moves. I remember Lloyd like jumping and doing spinjitzu, and then like kicked the guy and did a flip, and they started like fighting with their weapons and stuff. And then Sora like nudged Aaron again, and she's like, okay, I'm starting to understand your ninja fan thing. And like Aaron was like smiling. And so then later you see like Lloyd shout to them saying, hold up your cuffs. And they looked at each other confused, but they held up their cuffs. And so then later he like the Triceratops was trying to hit him with his sword, but Lloyd ducked, and then he turned, and then he made the guy he turned the guy's sword where it cut Aaron's cuffs. And so then later he, while the Triceratops was too busy being distracted that he just cut Aaron's cuffs, Lloyd went behind the Triceratops, grabbed him by the back, and then swung his like arm around and cut Sora's cuffs, and they're free. And then Lloyd said thanks for the help, and then threw him on a wall. And then Aaron was talking about how he was so happy that Lloyd saved him, and how he was happy to see him, and how he never gave up hope, and how they met before when he was younger. But Lloyd interrupted, asking if that really was his mask, because it was like all dirty. This is the picture of the battle. Totally forgot to show that first. But anyways, so it was all dirty looking. He was asking if that was his mask, and Aaron said yeah. He said he kept it ever since the merge. And then like Lloyd took it, and then he smelled it, and it looked like he was almost about to hurl, and he thought it was so gross and disgusting. And then he asked Aaron, like, when did you last wash this? And then Aaron's like, those are washable. And then Sora like smacked her hand on her forehead, because clearly he didn't know for the longest, and yet she knew. I don't know why she didn't tell him. And so then later, Lloyd like put it in like his pocket, or he put it somewhere. Like he just hid it, like tucked it away, even though it doesn't look like he has pockets. But anyways, so he crouched down and put his hands together, and he told like Aaron to hop on, like he's like telling him like to put his foot on his hand so he could like give him a lift up. And so then Aaron like got his grappling hook, because I think he said like he's got his own kind of exit. He got his grappling hook and like shot it all the way up there, and then he like flung up there, like he flung up there. And so then Sora called him like a show off. And later you see Aaron help Sora out, like get his hand out and then help her up, and you see Sora doing that to Lloyd. And so then you see Lloyd like, what do we do now, Master Lloyd? Yeah. And Lloyd was all like I'm the master, I'm just Lloyd. And so then he's like, to answer your question, we jump. And then Sora was all like, but what about the dragon? And then again Lloyd was all like, there's a dragon. And so then later you see the what is his name, Triton, you see Triton, and he says no one escapes from Triton. And so then Lloyd was like, what's a Tritops? And then Triton was all like, I am Triton. And then Lloyd was like, what? And then the Triton was like, I said I am Triton. And then it was like silent for a little while. And then Lloyd was like, why do bad guys feel the need to talk in third person? And so then later, Aaron started like trying to do his little spinjitzu, and then he did, and he like knocked, I think, like 2 Triceratops off of the little crates, the train, moving crates. I don't know, like, was it a train? Point is, he kicked them off onto the rail, the track. I still don't know whatever. Point is, he just kicked them off. And then later you see him like get his grappling hook, and he's like shaking it around, and then like it shoots out, and he like freaks out a bit, and then he's like just doing his thing. He's fighting. And so then Lloyd's like, that was him. And he said that it took himself, like he's saying that it took him forever to learn spinjitzu. And so he like asked Sora who trained him, and Sora said that he trained himself, and he couldn't believe it. Like, he couldn't believe that he was able to train himself without a master, and it didn't take that long. Well, it took Lloyd years with a master. And Sora was all like, you think that's cool? Just watch this. And so she like jumped forward and got her hands out, and nothing happened. And so then Lloyd was like, was something supposed to happen? She started like clapping her hands around trying to see where was the magic power that happened when they were falling. She made that neck thing. And she was like super confused and didn't know what was going on. And Lloyd's mask was on. I guess he had a backup mask. And he said that they'd worry about it later. And so they started getting into a whole battle. But Sora was still trying to figure out why her powers aren't working. So I guess she was like the only one who wasn't fighting. And so Lloyd was fighting Triton. And so he's like, I don't have a clue who you are. And he like kicked Triton, and Triton came back. He's like, I am Triton. And then he got frustrated. He's like, I just said this. And so then Lloyd was all like, but if you're kidnapping kids and apparently dragons, then we've got some issues to work out. And so then those two kept fighting over and over again. You see Sora still confused. And so then something clicked in Aaron's brain. And so then he's like, I'll be right back. And he like jumps down to go into one of the crates. And so then Lloyd's like, did he just leave us? And then later you see him like go inside the crate. He opens the door, and there you see Baby Ryu. So adorable. So you see Baby Ryu is super happy that Aaron set him free, and he like jumps on Aaron, starts licking him and all that stuff. And so Aaron told Ryu that they have to go, and so Aaron finally was able to get back up. They went out, and so then you see Sora and Baby Ryu get their little bonded connection again, eyes glowing. And so like she I don't exactly know what she did to the weapons. Like, they just kept changing, moving. Like, they had these weird weapons that could turn to different kinds of weapons, something like that. Like, she kept making it like change, and I think it was glowing and stuff. And so she's like, that's what I wanted to show you, Lloyd. And so Lloyd was confused, and he was all like, elemental tech power. And so then you see all of them fighting later, and then later you see Sora realize that she accidentally made the Triton's weapons into a bomb. And so when they realized that, Lloyd told them to hurry and jump off of the ride. And so they were running, and you see Sora like throw the weapon because she was holding it, and she ran. And then you see like Triton holding 2, and then he realized that they're bombs. And then he like throws them, and then they jump off, and there's a giant explosion. And you see like Lloyd like land all cool or perfectly and stuff because he was trained. He's a master. Well, I don't know if he'd be a master because they've got their Master Wu, Sensei Wu. Point is that he's a pro at the whole ninja thing, so of course he had a nice landing. While the other two, they fell on their faces. And so then later, you see them get up, and you see like Baby Ryu like moving some rocks around and stuff. And what? Oh yeah. So I think Aaron was the one who said that it isn't time to play. And so then Lloyd was all like, he's not playing, he's showing us where he's from, like where he's living, because I think they figured out that that the Tritons or the Triceratons that they're going to Ryu's home place. And so the Claws of Imperium are going to dragon's home place. And so later you see Lloyd take them to the monastery. And so you see like Aaron freaking out, having so much fun, like he's just so excited to be here. And he said that it looked a little weirder than he expected. And Lloyd was all like, the weird stuff is because of the merge. Like all the weird stuff appeared after the merge. And so then he was telling them how Kai sent him some pictures of where he's been throughout all the different portals. And so then I can't remember who said it, Aaron or Sora, but they said that like you got to see Kai again. And he's like, yes and no, like sorta, because Kai didn't stick around. He had to leave to find the others. And later you see them looking for the scrolls, and Aaron accidentally bumps into Sora, and she's like, focus, we gotta find the scroll. And so then he starts helping, and then Sora finds it, and it apparently is, it's apparently where Ryu's kind of dragons live. And so they didn't know how to get there since Kai took the bounty to go find the others. And so then Lloyd brought them to their garage, and I don't know, some kind of high-tech garage. I don't know if that's really a garage. I don't know. Point is, he just took them to the secret room, high-tech, full of vehicles, or where they build their vehicles, really. And so you see this giant, cool-looking, different kind of bounty. And apparently he was working on it. He's been building the bounty for a couple weeks, months, however long he's been alone, just building that. And he said that he couldn't get up and running because he's not good like with the engines and stuff. He's good with like building it, like building the whole thing, but he doesn't know anything about engines or the little gear parts or anything like that. He's just able to make the whole the boat. And so Sora was going to help with that since she's an engineer. And so she was going to get her power from Baby Ryu so that way it could be faster. But nothing happened, so she had to do it the old school way, and she was a little bummed. So then she went up into the bounty and started working, and she was like humming. And so Lloyd and Aaron were sitting next to each other, and Lloyd was like whispering to Aaron, asking him a question, asking, does she always hum while she works? And so then Aaron was all like, mainly she sings, but the humming's better. And so I think Aaron asked, like, what happened after the merge, between, like, what happened with the ninjas after the merge, before and after, actually. And so Lloyd was talking about how he was helping Wu with some research. Here. So he was helping Wu with some research. He was just passing him scrolls, like every kind of scroll that he asked for, was looking for, something like that. And Master Wu was acting very off. He was just, like, freaking out a lot, as if something terrible was going to happen. He was busy reading the scrolls, trying to see what was going on. Didn't really talk a lot, or actually at all, just to himself, really, actually, technically. So he didn't really talk a lot to Lloyd. And so Lloyd was about to leave, and then Wu turned around and said, Lloyd, my student, my nephew. And like Lloyd looked at him crazy, because you don't say that normally. He doesn't say that on a regular basis. He doesn't say my nephew. He doesn't say my student. He doesn't really say that a lot. So that's why Lloyd looked at him, because it seems pretty important if he's saying those particular words to him right now, and he's just now talking. So I think he said, if anything were to happen to me, I want you to, like, take over the monastery. Like, he's saying, like, he's technically handing him over the monastery. And so Lloyd was confused, and he was all like, Master, you've been here for over 100 years. I can't just... But he was interrupted by, like, I think, like, a loud sound or something was going on. Maybe he heard his friends, like, gasping or saying, whoa, or freaking out, something like that. And so then I think Master Stu was like, it's too late, or it's here, or something like that. And so then you see Master Stu and Lloyd run out of the monastery into their battle area, just outside the monastery. And so you see all the ninjas looking up in the sky, and you see Lloyd later look up into the sky, and that's when the merge first happened. And so Lloyd was confused, and technically they were all confused and worried. So that's when they went into their bounty and started trying to save everyone that was caught into this crazy merge storm thing. And that's when Lloyd said that him and Aaron first met, and that's when he first saved Aaron. So when he put Aaron down and said that he was going to go get his parents, and they went to go find him and they disappeared, apparently Lloyd woke up back in the monastery.